Beat drop time, beat drop time, beat drop. Where is it? Where's my beat drop? Dang it. Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of 7 Days of Summer, Lost Alpha. Remember the name of the game again? Last episode, I don't know what the fuck happened. I have no idea what the fuck happened last episode. Some bullshit. And now we're here. Why are we here now? Who knows? But it doesn't really matter, because this is where we want it to be in the end. And today, you might notice that I am in the void. I am in the absolute void. I got banished to the light realm for my crimes. But I'm not alone. Alongside with me, this man also got banished to the light realm. What's your name? Introduce yourself.
Marco.
Marco, yeah, he's Marco. He's the Marco I was yelling at in the first episode. So yeah, and he will be helping me do voices because I just drag people here to make voices now. That's their only job. Anyway, is it just me? Or has there been an added slyness in our eyes? Yeah, he's my finance manager. He manages finances. I pay him well.
Yes, it's voluntary.
Anyway, come on.
Well,
They're not gonna hear you, but okay. She seemed to relax in thought, and I was afraid to move.
Become a couple, you fool.
I forgot the context of that line. She laughed.
You're a good-looking boy, and we've just ascertained your interest.
Rejection is not accepted, right? The smile got even wider.
Absolutely right.
Guess what? Viola was right. Or wrong. We are a couple, I suppose. She stood up.
Did you want to say no?
I shrugged it off. Honestly, I didn't believe until the last minute that I wasn't dreaming. Okay, boy. At least No, actually, I'm not sure if he believes in himself, but he believes in something. Better than nothing. You definitely must have some young man, nice, capable, promising, and... Ah, right, you said it yourself. Too early.
So it's not too early anymore.
Did you just decide that? I politely clarified.
Yes. I suddenly realized that it's about time.
You know, remember that part where I said this is definitely not the good ending? I might have been wrong. This might be the good ending after all. I'm not sure though. I went through a lot of shit that I was not happy about. But maybe, that's just the grind. Whatever you say. Maybe that's just the grind. You have to go through the bullshit to get through some good stuff. Are we supposed to shake hands now?
Should a couple be shaking hands?
She blushed a little. I've met a lot of different couples. Even old believers I've seen respectfully call their spouse you. If you'd like. I don't insist.
What do you have to do now?
Well, cool questions. Especially after you've been rubbing her belly and broadcasting your lustful thoughts. Thanks, voice. I was wondering when you'd show up to ruin my life. Nothing. Live.
Well, now that you're my... What's the Western word for it? Boyfriend? You're gonna have to live up to it.
Yup, this episode is gonna kick ass, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, they can't see your fuck ass. Whatever, they couldn't see I couldn't.
Shy.
Yeah, he's shy. Chest bump, belly flap. The girl brushed it off.
You have enough even by just helping out with stuff.
That is a big task to ask of Semyon, though. I just want her to know. What if somebody asks how is it that we suddenly decided to start dating?
How?
She opened her fluffy eyelashes. Never seen them described as
Have
fluffy.
you forgotten? You brought me a love letter because you were too shy to confess yourself.
Heike, I did forget.
And I accepted it.
Good for you, Semyon.
That's how you became my young man.
Okay. Okay, Mom.
My son.
Okay, good. The unfortunate limb was finally left alone, and soft lips touched my cheek.
So, how do you like your new morning?
Pretty nice. Can we get back to camp, though? I think there's shit to do. Don't even ask. I moaned.
Oh. And I liked it too.
By the way, whose bed am I lying on? Zhenya's, right?
Oh, that's Zhenya.
Yo, she's gonna be fucking pissed. I instantly fell on the floor. It cannot be that deep, bro. It's just Zhenya.
What are you doing?
Buzzers, I might throw up.
Okay, stop fooling around. I'm going for a run.
Reiß dich zusammen, Semyon.
I'm not taking you with me. Olga Dmitrievna told me yesterday to send you to camp director right after I got up.
He's getting an ass whooping. Giving me another smile goodbye, the girl scurried out of the cabin. Congratulations, we got the girl. Now all we need to do is evade the authorities. Time skip, time skip. This is what time skips look like. They are very corny, but whatever. Oh god, it's a terrible day out. Taut, shouldered, and smelling of Barbary caramels, your humble servant moved along the camp's only street, Komunarov Street. I don't know why they're named. I could have said something about a little drunk, shaved blue, but the former is off the table because of last night, and for the latter, my present bodily conditioning is not yet ready. Slavia ordered to live up, and she ran off on her daily promenade, and she didn't care if it was pouring like a bucket outside. Neither did I, for that matter. My reign is my weakness. Who knows what living up could mean, but I tried my best, splashing puddles, typing a step, and keeping my tail pistol whip. That's why you don't trust Semyon with that kind of thing. The only thing missing was Marussia with a handkerchief in the window in the rear. Yeah, my Marussia will go to war for me if I suddenly decide to shrink it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present S. Personal, a real pioneer. In a dress uniform with the whitest shirt, with a trendy tie on his chest, isn't he splendid? The gold buttons on his parade shirt gleamed, and so did the Ilyich badge on his chest, along with the gray swamp-colored eyes the diameter of a button. Looks like last night's catch-up had taken its toll. There was no debris, no belongings left behind, and nothing else to indicate the presence of a human being. In the rain, the camp looked uninhabitable and more like an open-air museum. New scenery. Grace. I couldn't help myself. That's right, nobody wanted to get wet in the rain but me and Slavia, and the mugs were all closed. If I'm not mistaken, the clubs were supposed to be cordoned off by volunteers, and no one was allowed in until what exactly? I still haven't figured out. I was distracted from answering by the sound of the speaker blaring. The bastard had ruined my whole morning rainy mood. For some reason I got a headache, no other reason than a conditioned reflex had associated my brief flight with the same sound. Where is it? It should come right about now. Meanwhile, there was a crackling, thudding sound overhead, and Sviridov's Time Go On came on. Music that makes you want to do 5 years and 3 years, huh? If I'm not confused, that music also plays to the news. Knowing your karma, you're in for some news. I froze as I noticed several cars huddled outside the brick cube of the administration building. Oh, you're gonna get a governmental ass whooping. Amazing. And their amount gave me absolutely no good feeling at all. On the contrary, if my intuition was right, there was going to be a huge, full-blown sob story with the right and the wrong being blamed. With the obligatory handing out of earrings to sisters and brothers in the face, so sooner or later the interest would come to me. And someone will ask the sacred question, and who is this ghoul, and on what rights does he eat Soviet bread here? And they'll take me by the hand and escort me to places not so distant. Or anywhere else. Just remember, I'm just a Soviet pioneer, just poorly educated, don't remember history, don't remember anything. No future, tense, Pecs, Hermitage, and the collapse of the Soviet Union. Then maybe I'll talk my way out of it. The Sviridov March was replaced by the Sviridov Waltz from the snowstorm. Dance along the administration tempo of the waltz and pray they don't notice us. And if Olyenka Dmitrievna is really covering for us, then we'll hastily pretend to be a rag and sit for a couple hours somewhere. She'll say where. The rain intensified and it added 10% to my stealth skill. I turned on the spot and moving along the fifth cabin, headed north, toward my curvaceous green-eyed savior. Feeling an icy drop creeping leisurely between my shoulder blades. Hey! Fuck. Who the Christ is Sandwich? Don't worry, maybe it's not for you. I'm talking to you, you wimp in the parade shirt. Oopsie. Attempts to hide or escape were useless. Also, yeah, remember that random person last episode? Okay.
Random kid.
And the last phrase also nailed my hope. I think she was a counselor, actually.
Yeah.
Also nailed my hope that I was not the one being addressed. No, of course I could compete with the gym teacher running on wet ground, but I know I won't run 10 steps. I'm sure I'll end up somewhere with my karma. And I have a limp head as it is. No need to make it worse with a spicy natural limp. Yeah? Slowly, I turned around. Oh, it's this man. Okay, good. I forget his name. He doesn't show up very much, so I don't really care. Let's go! He called. We were just waiting for you. Excuse me? You have no need to apologize for your stupidity. I forgive you. Let's go. But where? He exhaled in a way that almost blew me away. Don't be stupid, Wib. You're all expected in the camp director's office. March on. This is the end, isn't it? He's getting a monumental ass whooping. On weekend legs, I followed the gym teacher. Oh, did you want to make his voice? Too late. It's fine. You can make all the
right.
You can make all the girl voices.
It's alright.
In my head, there were plans swirling around, one more fantastic than the next. Stun him in the back of the head and run away. Yeah, I think you can manage that. Sure thing. If only I knew where to hit him. Then a sharp kick under the knee and run away. It was easier than to try to run away from him there when he called me. Then I don't know. You figure out for yourself. Having come up with nothing, I continued to linger in the rear of the big man. We made it to the administration building. Ah, gross. Who the hell is that? Who the hell are they? The heavy oak door rattled, cutting off the sound of the waltz, leaving us in the short hallway. It's very quiet. That means we're all going to die. Yeah, the largest one in the banquet was already sweating Olga Dmitrievna, who greeted me with a brief nod. You want to do her voice? Whom I went to, I found. It crossed my mind.
Good luck to you.
And why did that sound like a eulogy? I grumbled. Olga Dmitrievna stood up and catching up with us in 2 steps, pushed us into the holy of holies of the camp. Oh yeah, that office. To the chief's office. That's a lovely noise to hear. I really like to hear that song. The sense of belonging, support, and brotherly shoulder shattered. Sanyu sat at the very edge by the door, definitely so that if anything happened, he could jump up and catch me. A big, heavy, and very stupid man. Well, where to, and more importantly, why would I run? Besides me and the 2 traders, there were 2 other strangers in the room. A middle-aged man, a light-colored shirt, and linen pants, and a gaunt man, wearing a gray jacket with a thin vertical stripe, distinguished by the presence of some unusual badge on the lapel.
Athlete, activist, and generally a great helper. Person of Semyon.
It's so over. Olga Dmitrievna introduced me to the gathered audience and tiptoed away to the other side of the immense table. My gaze she studiously avoided. Oh Christ, who is that? Who is this? I don't like this! That must be the camp director. In which case, it's so over. We're getting slimed. I'm making all the dude voices, so screw you. Will we finally meet? A strange man smiled at me. He doesn't look like an anime man, he just looks like a dude. I don't like that. Why is... Judging by the piety with which all adults I knew were squinting at him, it was none other than the autocrat and all-powerful chief of our camp. It seems that instead of sleeping like all white people while it's pouring outside, he went from the ship to the ball, that is, from the road straight to the meeting. I'd better remember to ask him his first name and patronymic. It's a real bastard to rest under a man and not know what to call him on occasion. I see you're bored, aren't you? I see you're tired of the pioneer shirt. You can't wait to join the Komsomol and then the party, right? What? I've heard about your exploits, Semyon. Low-key, what have we been doing all this time? I don't think we've done anything too bad. I don't think we've done anything too notable either. We just kind of did shit. Confidingly, the chief lowered his voice. My legs are falling asleep. It looked inappropriately comical. About how from almost the first day you agreed to... hooked up. To help. Then with this roof of yours, the situation came out, frankly, not very pleasant. That's an understatement. Are we getting promoted? Are we getting praise? Are we gonna get a little badge on our pins that said, I broke my skull for a radio? Because that would be awesome. My fingers again against my will reach for the sagging back of my head. And finally, you searched yesterday, when, despite your ill health, you went in search of a comrade. I think we're getting a badge. I think we're getting rewarded. Not very successful, unfortunately, but that's okay. He came out to camp himself in the morning. Here. A glossy piece of paper rolled across the table in my direction with a stamped cutout and boilerplate lines. Acknowledgements. Soviet Camp Administration thanks Person of Semyon for his active participation in camp life as well as for his wit, valor, and honor. I turned him into a pioneer. I did it. Where's my medal? I did it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so awesome. Confusedly, I read. And what would that mean? I didn't see much valor in going overnight to camp and back, but... Look, man, this isn't your native reality. Here all the scribbling means something. Really now. As I recall, diplomas and medals may not have really counted in educational institutions, but commendations are like a TRP badge, almost a backstage pass. We didn't write down exactly what you did, but if you're willing, that won't be a problem. Also, could you leave the coordinates of the university where you're going to study? Why? We want to send a memo to your university asking them to send you as a squad leader. Oh shit, really? Why, that would be an honor! We're cooked. Awesome! I already figured out that you called me here because you want something from me. Okay, so good news and bad news. They want to know where we're gonna go to university at in the past, so that they can send a memo to them that we're gonna be a pioneer squad leader. So congratulations, Semyon. I turned you into a pioneer. Bad news. Now you have to lie your way through a lie. No, am I really supposed to get all these ditty-rams of gratitude? The adults looked at each other. Maybe we're too late. He's too quiet. Old man spoke. You see, Semyon, you've got the kind of emergency here, the director said, and you have a very special status, so you know. Understand what? The director nodded to the dried man as if to say, see? Simply put, we are now under instructions to send you and Anatoly Ivanovich to the district center, where already one doctors and psychologists are waiting. Why, what? What I do? Spectacular! What's the occasion? Physical trauma, 1. The director started curling his fingers. Concussion, 2. You've heard the instructions. According to them, we have to put you in the car now and send you to the doctors and your parents. And then he shrugged his shoulders. You get treatment and we get to hold our own against another wave of inspectors. And you want me to ask to drop the claims? And you want to ask me to drop the claims? I guess. And not really. The face of those present stretched as if I'd fed each one a lemon. No wonder, getting bounces and pioneer and bawling it out by letting him know about it. We're not going to ask for the impossible. We really didn't look hard enough, and we're willing to be punished for it. But we're thinking of you too, because summer will be over for you. Even if you're healthy as an ox, you'll have to spend at least a month in observation. So if all of a sudden you're feeling good and you feel ready to spend the rest of your shit here, just say so. Oh yeah, I do. I love this fucking place. Please don't let me go. I can't leave it. And if not, then I'm sorry. I'm okay. I cut off. I got here on my own in case you didn't notice. So I'm alive and well, on vacation. Give me my letter of commendation. The director laughed in a low voice and a tense silence broke. People moved and hissed. The room filled with life. I'll see you then. On the departure day, I guess. I nodded and grabbing a piece of paper from the desk left the room. Well, I think that went over swimmingly. I think that went over perfect. But I think what all this means is that if I fuck up one more time, we're getting so sent off to Vorkutlag. The elements were raging outside, and I, not wanting to get wet for a while, froze in the foyer, my nose pressed against the cold glass. The camp was waking up, coming to its senses. It was gonna live on, and I didn't care if things weren't at all right in the Danish kingdom. That it was up to me to tell them whether to keep on resting or to stretch their backs and run around with a broom at their side for the rest of the shift. What I really cared about more was not wanting to end the early end of the summer. But here I could afford to admit it, the possible separation from one overactive, manipulative woman. She spoke too much on the subject, and her tone was too dismissive. So I too played along with her, laughed, shrugged my shoulders, and declared that it was all pampering. Damn manipulator. Oh, here we go again. And here we go again. See, I told you I wouldn't believe him. And even here she managed to send me party politics. The door slammed behind me. Apparently the debriefing was over, and the counselors began to infiltrate their pioneers. Soon, judging by the dialogue, there were a couple of more people left in the room, arguing behind the tightly closed doors. I didn't bother to listen. Olga Dmitrievna stopped next to me.
You've made a mess of your heroics, Semyon.
Have I? Have I? She smiled.
You know a decent pioneer wouldn't make his comrades and counselors worry, do you?
I don't know, would he? You tell me. I shrugged it off. So Shurik is not a decent pioneer?
Actually, I was talking about you.
No, I think we gathered that. What are you doing on this cold, rainy morning? Personally, I'd like to take a 300 or 400 minute nap.
First, I'd like you to hear about your adventures.
Oh, no, you don't, lady. I'm telling you now, you do not want to. The counselor began.
Especially since Slavia was going to go without you.
Well, you know, we're just so heroic, we wanted to go on our own. Listen, so what? I snapped back. Should I lie on my side and sleep now while the others run around looking for a missing person? You must think very highly of me. I would like to thank the Film Academy separately and acting.
Okay, don't pout. Would you like to raise the flag tomorrow?
Yes, Chief! Ah, crap. No!
Why is that?
She took a pair of raincoats off the rack by the entrance, put one on herself, and shoved the other one on me so that I had to catch her with my mouth for a few seconds. We went out into a dank July morning. Me reference. Sometimes I think it'll carry the rain behind me like a mantle. A gray mantle, the litmus of the lead color of my soul. And here in the midst of summer, I was not the least bit surprised that the bad weather had caught up with me at all. On the door jamb leading out of the abode of the strong camp, of this one, someone had already scrawled vertically, "It can't rain forever." All children always react the same way to rain. Although personally, I'm against forcing different behaviors on them artificially. Forced diversity is as shitty an idea as forced uniformity. Here's putting some intelligence into people's heads to give them the notion of choice. That's possible. But we got distracted. I wonder how I'd feel if I were actually 17 years old. Accompanied by a pretty girl. Where to, by the way? To the canteen. Oh, it's business then. Excuses. Desperate thirst for romance, any display, even unintentional, even indirect, is taken almost as an overt display of feeling. Touch each other's shoulders casually. Touch me. Kiss on the cheek, and also the corner of my lips caught. Taking me somewhere. We're on a date!
Semyon, if you keep looking at the sky, you'll fall. Wouldn't. No.
And if you both smoke and you left her, since you never had cigarettes in the first place, forget about it. An indirect kiss. Idiot. A symptom as applied to a girl called grooming as applied to a young man. I walked beside the counselor and told her about my adventures, listening to my allotted share of gasps and sighs, and treated as if she had agreed to go to the movies with me, and there to visit a cafe, a walk in the park, and the rest of the cultural program, according to which you wake up in the morning a career of STDs. Ah, just kidding. In fact, despite a few extremely racist situations that arose between us, I couldn't treat Olga like a girl. Apparently it's something professional, the ability to put yourself as an educator, a responsible person, a parent if you will. For Slavia, it's like a walk to the moon, to learn and learn. My date, in spite of her innate empathy, is a prick on the control of mechanisms. Though I've diligently shied away from the idea that I may have been the target all along. That's something I will never believe. As has been said many times yesterday, not that level. Without being chosen, so we rejoice, wave, and diligently appreciate the honor. But I don't know about her, but I'm going to squeeze as much as I can out of our unintentional union. After all, whose idea was it to start dating? The conversation the way to the dining room flashed by unnoticed. I involuntarily pulled my head into my shoulders and as I crossed the doorstep, trying hard not to think of Slavia. I don't think, that's all. About who you're not thinking? I'm not thinking about... Damn! The canteen wasn't crowded. Even the cancellation of daily routines and all sorts of relaxation because of the rain could not get the pioneers out from under their blankets. It's been known that sleep is sweeter in the rain. The camp was slowly returning to existing. The hungry pioneers found the strength to make their way to the Temple of Gluttony after all.
So, how'd it go?
It went! She slumped down on the bench next to me. I shrugged. Offered to go away and get some treatment on the mainland. Her eyes immediately became stern.
And you?
Isn't it obvious? What kind of idiotic question is that? Of course I said yes and left.
Come on.
She laughed. Well, of course, if the girl asks idiotic questions, she's just a pretty silly girl. If she tries to control you, she's caring. And if that's what you're trying to do, you'll be branded. Oh, I bet you, branded. An oligophrenic and a puppeteer. I'm really good with that. Even though I can't figure out how those epithets fit together. At the next table, contented Sirayeshkin landed and worked his jaw so hard it made my ears pop. Just The Japanese girl and Dina also took a seat there, whispering vigorously and casting glances in our direction. I just realized I don't have a fan here, so if I have to make Biku's voice, I'm fucked. But then that's his job, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Every now and then, their tandem would burst into laughter, and everything would subside. Not for long, though. A minute, maybe two, and the process would start all over again. Slavia watched me for a while, leaning her head sideways, propping her cheek with her palm, womanly and sweetly, and then she got tired of being silent.
Here.
Under my nose were 3 A4 sheets of typewritten text. Oh brother, what is this now? The first of them stated that Mironovna Olga Dmitrievna had been severely reprimanded for a runaway pioneer, a maimed pioneer, and a very slightly wrinkled pioneer girl. 2 of them. The next, on the contrary, reported that thanks to the successful work done by the counselor with the parents, junior squads, and camp staff, it was possible to localize the damage from the buzzer, for which she was commended on behalf of the camp administration. I looked up. The buzzer?
I don't know the details, but the cybernetics has something broken again, something dangerous, so they...
These people can't get it together, can they? Well, the third G was an exact copy of my commendation paper, except without flashy heraldry on the back.
You're on special account now.
I don't know how much I like that, smiled the girl. Yeah, clown in a local town.
They'll probably call you to work here next year.
Great. I'm not sure if he's cut out for it. I probably am, because I'm so awesome, but I don't know about him. Not probably, but definitely. What about you?
I've already been called.
No shit, look at her.
We'll work together.
Praise the skies, praise the Lord. That's it?
What do you mean?
Let's work together and that's it?
Why?
No, blonde is a diagnosis after all. Okay, buddy.
If you're talking about... You know, not in the canteen.
So you knew about everything from the beginning? I clarified.
I guessed. I just got these orders. I'll have to pin them up on the bulletin board. Will you come with me?
I said yes. Because what else are you gonna say, Semyon, you motherfucker? Damn it, I've heard that question somewhere before.
And Violetta Ternova now wanted to give us some parentals, but I think she changed her mind.
Slavia complained while we were getting dressed before we left the canteen.
I didn't even have time to work.
Some kind of anti-tick stuff, what else could it be?
So what? If they're posted, they should know them.
A girl stomped her foot. Usually girls get cranky and ask for a cake. Sometimes new shoes. Shit, but demanding from the following rules is kinda perverse. It makes me want to talk her into doing something stupid. I don't know, go skinny dipping? Great idea, by the way. Thank you for that. That's what I mean. There's a piece of paper already hanging on the stand that was clearly medical in nature. Oh, so this has been the bulletin board all along. And on that piece of paper was an announcement that a lecture on puberty would be given to the pioneers of the first squad after lunch. They know! Damn it, they've thought of everything! Oh ho ho! I suppressed a chuckle. Who's gonna read? Will it be our sex bombshell?
Dr. V.C. Collider will be giving the lecture.
And I am the least surprised person in the world. Confused, Slavia read. Her ears were burning. You're already in suspense, aren't you? I nudged her in the side with my elbow. Expecting silly laughter and salty jokes from the redheads, everyone else will be sitting there blushing.
And you?
She turned around and got too close. The raincoat couldn't handle the water. In some places you could see the drenched shirt collar and the pioneer tie. I can't speak. She almost unknowingly pressed herself against me, seeking warmth. I think you know what I'm going to do through that lecture. And I didn't push her away. What am I, stupid or something? You say that, but you were pretty goddamn stupid for the first couple episodes. I was, read the highest theory on the subject today.
Fool.
The girl scolded me viciously and took half a step back.
How long would you keep thinking that a girl needs attention?
I was penitently silent.
That's right. Now you can hug me. Only without the arms.
How's that, a hug without the arms? With a sigh, Slavia took my palms and placed them against her sides.
In a piece like this. And just try to move them up or down. Down, bride and groom.
Ah, shit. It came from the bushes. Slavia flinched, blushed, worried, and I was fascinated. There was something repulsive in the demeanor of the always confident and collected person. Slavia tried to be perfect enough to do it, and she came out as a mannequin. I liked her better alive. A person shows who they truly are in an unfamiliar situation. I don't think Slavia was teased much as a child. She was too busy. The spark flashed and extinguished. Slavia had recollected herself. And now that she's recollected herself, and it's been 30 minutes, and I don't feel like editing all this crap out, I would like to thank you for watching today's episode of 7 Days of Summer Lost Alpha. And I'll see you in the next one, when, hopefully, we're not going to suffer through a lecture on sexual education. Goodbye. So, go on, say bye to the people. Say bye to the people.
Bye.
Yes, yes. Nod. Thank you.